astrology tips. Like, I'm gonna give you guys astrology tips. I am going to do some questions and answers, and I'm gonna talk about the sun in you in their chart, your sun in their chart, like your zodiac sign in their chart, and what it means. And that's at the end. So I haven't been on YouTube for a while. I do appreciate the people um, who will come on my live from my old subscribers talking about what does it mean to use your chart in your daily life so that you can actually apply it to make changes in your life, to make special considerations. And there are different ways that astrology can kind of predict. One of the ways is through a progress chart. Another way is transits and arcs and all that. But the thing I like the best are transits because it can give you what your lifelong struggle that you've been having. It can give you a pathway to that or what have you. So I wanted to come on here and help you guys to understand it better without bells and whistles and all that kind of stuff. Just regular conversation, high emotional intelligence. So I also wanted to do the questions and answers. Um, I'm available to do that. And then I wanted to talk about the sun in that person's house, like your sun in their house. Now, the quickest way and the best way for me to explain the sun in their natal chart is for you to understand or for you to know, for you to have their natal chart with the houses. So, of course, they need to have their date of birth, time of birth, city and state of birth, right? In order for you to get the houses. So, if you have their chart and you have their exact houses, then you can put your sun sign in the chart of the house that they have your sun sign in. If you don't have theirs and you want to use yours, you can use your birth chart and look at your mates, your partner, your lover, whatever, sun sign, and put it in your chart in your houses, because then you'll know what part they play in your life. So, for example, I'm only giving an example. With me, Capricorn is my second house cusp. This is my second house, right? So that means that anytime I meet a Capricorn sun sign, they are going to be interested in me with how I'm making my money and helping me make money and giving me ideas on how I can make money. So if I ever say that I don't have any money or I'm poor, broke, whatever, 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 they will always try to find ways for me to make money. They care about that, right? So that could be a good thing and that could be a bad thing because, yeah, they're my cheerleader. Yeah, yeah, rah, rah, rah. At the same time, they're going to be in my life that way forever. As long as we are dealing with each other. Hey, Leo, Sun Tower, and Sophia. Um, and going to do all of that. So look and see in your birth chart the zodiac sign of your partner you're in a relationship with. Look and see what house they are in, and you will know the part they play in your life. Good or bad is nothing you could do about it other than break up with the person. But if you don't want to break up with the person, you want to understand the person a little bit better, that's how you got to do it. That's how you got to go about doing it. Okay. So, also, the houses that you do not have any planets in any sign in, look on the outside of your chart, your natal chart, and you're going to look at the house, the actual planet, the zodiac sign is in. So, you could do it that way as well. You can actually say, okay, well, me, I don't have in my seventh house, I don't have a planet, but I do have a zodiac sign, which is Gemini, right? Well, Gemini is in my seventh house cusp. And I'm looking all weird, guys, like this because when I look at the camera, I'm not looking at you guys. So I'm like trying to look away. So excuse that part. But you're gonna look at, so I look at Gemini. Okay, so any type of relationships that I'm gonna have is gonna have Gemini characteristics. Not a Gemini person, but the characteristics of a Gemini in my seventh house. So that means that we're talking about partners, we're talking about open enemies. We're talking about one-on-one friendships. We could talk about marriage, all of that competition, your open competition. So that will be with Gemini energy. So it's always going to be somebody that I have to be able to communicate with and stuff like that, right? But now, if I want to get deeper, I say, okay, I don't have any planets in my seventh house. I just have Gemini on the outside of the cusp of the house. So what rules Gemini? So I'm like, we know it's Mercury. So we got to look and see where in my chart is Mercury located. And then you go and look in your chart. My Mercury is in my 10th house. So that means that the majority of my relationships, and anybody who knows me, I'm always going to talk about work, any kind of work that I do. So if I meet you on YouTube and we start talking and getting to know each other outside of YouTube, predominantly my conversations with you is going to be about YouTube stuff. If I meet you at a work, at a job outside of YouTube, predominantly that's going to be our relationship about work, about my public image and stuff like that. Okay? So you got to look and see your partner, your friend, your whatever, whoever this person, it could be a kid, it could be a boss, it could be anybody, but I like looking at relationships because that's what you guys mostly need help with. Um, you say I'm an Aries. My mate is Aquarius. I have Aquarius and Saturn, and my moon is in Aquarius, and also Aquarius in the 12th house. So she or he, you didn't say. Well, they are in your 12th house. So you got Aquarius in your 12th house. So if your partner, your lover, your mate, whatever, sun sign is Aquarius, any Aquarius, not only him or her, but any Aquarius, they're going to be in your 12th house. So if you ever wondering why this person is not letting you get away with superficial things and they have deep conversations with you and they want to know about how you really feel about something, or like they're probing, it's not just because they're just probing just to be in your business. That's where they are at, so they can help you with a lot of the stuff that you've been struggling with your life, and they can understand it. So like if you ever had a drug problem, or you got some depression, or you have if you ever was incarcerated or anything like that, if you talk to an Aquarius, anytime you talk to Aquarius, they're going to understand it and they're going to be able to help you. But it's a flip side to everything. So when you don't feel like being bothered with this Aquarius person and them getting too deep, you just wanted to have a light conversation, a light day, then what could happen is that it may not be that way for you. So you look at it. Hey, Danny, you look at it that way, and that is what I want everybody to understand. But it's best with you got to look at their sun sign and put it in your chart. I don't care who do your chart, as long as you have a chart with houses, you put it in there and you understand why are they in my life, what function do they play in my life. um I was going to go through all the houses, but it's according to the how many people came on and what we were talking about, stuff like that. So look at the ones in your houses. Her eighth house, her Uranus. So you got to see where your sun, if you know that her. So guys, if you know what houses your mate have, you have to look at your sun sign and put it in their house. And then you know what part you'll play in their life. Get it? So it could go either way. So when you're doing a compatibility natal chart, that's what they'll do. The first thing that any computerized or any astrologer, they will look and see where your sun is at, where that person's sun is at, and what house, so you'll know what part they play in your life. I hope y'all understand that part, because I really want y'all to get that part, because you got to start there in order to understand the other thing. The same thing with your boss. So if you start just starting to work, or you switch to a different department, or anything like that, if you find out your boss's sun sign, you could find out what part they're going to play in your life. So we want them to be in the money houses, 2, 8, 2, 6, or 10. We want bosses to be in that house. So look at your second house, your sixth house, and your 10th house. If their zodiac sign is there, then they are going to be supporters of you. But at the same time, it could be a flip side to that as well. Get it? I hope y'all get that. You know, people who know my channel is not bells and whistles and all this kind of stuff. It's strictly talking about astrology stuff, and I'm into that. And I want you guys to be into it and get your chart so that you can see how your life can go. Also, um, if you got a son and if their son is in your fourth house, look at your fourth house. That's very, very, very important. I'm picking out certain houses so y'all can see how very important it is. If somebody's sun sign is in your fourth house and you are wondering, why are we so close? Why do he get me? She get me. We get each other. You might want to move in together fast. You might want to have their baby. All this kind of stuff is because you're at home with this person. So, and you had some kind of destiny connected to this person that even if y'all break up, y'all are always gonna be each other's life some kind of way. Is this person is not going away because it's at home. It's some kind of connection. So that's the ninth house. Like I said, I mean the fourth house. I said the seventh and I said the fourth. Um, your ninth house, if somebody's son is in your ninth house, 9 out of 10 times they're gonna share your religion. They're gonna share your point of view. They're gonna share your philosophy, your belief system. And you're gonna be really happy about that. Like, oh my God, they're in my ninth house. They believe what I believe. They think like I think. Da 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 da. Well, at the same time, remember a flip side to that. The flip side to that is also that they could be not as there or good. You know what I mean? Um, you said somebody is Gemini in your fourth, Virgo and your 11th. So you, oh, I wish that was the other way around for the girls, because girls, we know we're more emotional, whatever. So your sun sign is in his fourth house, so he's he's gonna feel at home with you. You're gonna feel at home with him, and you are in his 11th house, so you're gonna be looking at him. You gotta have a friendship with him first before you get into a relationship, and vice versa. So you guys are gonna have common ground. If your son is in their 11th house, you're gonna have a common belief system, not like the ninth house. Like the ninth house is like your philosophy, how you think. Like if you say, I hate people who never follow the rules. Like I am a stickler for rules, and they need to sign on a dotted line and cross their T's, dot their I's. And if somebody else, especially your partner, believes that with you as well, then yeah, that person will be in there. But at the same time, you could have like crazy arguments about that too, about religion and stuff like that. So look out for that. So I wanted to talk about that, and I wanted to give y'all these tips. Okay. Hey, Veronique and Janet. Um, I'm doing great. So, yep, that's it. I didn't want to stay on long. I wanted to get this out my system and into you guys' mind. And I don't believe that I would ever, God knows best, but I don't believe that I would ever come on my channel with bells and whistles. Like I'm gonna talk straight astrology and answer you guys' questions. If you guys are, you also, we already talked about your mates in your house and relationships. I told you about your bosses. You could look at your children, especially your teenagers, or if any of your kids or niece or any kid that you are close to, and you having some problems with them, even your step kid or anything like that, and you're trying to figure out, damn, why we butting heads and why whatever. Look at their sun sign, go on your chart and see why is it like that. Or somebody who could be getting along with you and you're like, Dad, why we get along so easy? Is this really a true thing, or are we gonna like not be friends one day or whatever? Nope, you are. It's according to where their sun is at in your house. Your chart is about you. So it's gonna be your sun in their house. Okay. Um it's bothering me with me looking at I'm looking directly at the camera and the camera is making me look down. So I'm trying to look away or look at the camera. I don't know. But anyway, the main point of this video is to give astrology tips, yeah, and also questions and answers. Y'all doing that, but your son in their house, you gotta know the part you play in these people's lives. Like Janet is my moderator, right? So I gotta look and see if I want to know why am I in Janet's life? Why in this life am I in her life? I gotta look and see where her Scorpio house is. Now I know she's a Taurus rising, so automatically opposite from Taurus is your is Scorpio. So I'm in her seventh house. So I'm going to automatically have a relationship with her because that's when my son is in her house, her relationship house, like a one-on-one relationship. Y'all get it? So no matter what, we're going to have some kind of relationship, and we could partner in things very, very easily, right? Because I'm in her seventh house. And now she's an Aquarius, and I got to look at my house to see, okay, what part is Janet playing in my house? Well, I have an intercepted chart, and my second house should have been Aquarius, although it's Capricorn, it's stronger. But the second house, since it's hidden, that's telling me that I really need to understand what Janet's or any Aquarius energy, I need to understand what they are trying to help me with in my life, where I should grow, because it's silent, it's intercepted. So look in Hey Laval, look inside your chart. I'm sorry. Look inside the other person's chart to see what part you play. If they don't have a chart with houses because they don't have their time of birth, you can't do it, but you can look at their part they play in your house. Sometimes you want to know that. You just want to know, okay, why this person in my life? What do they want? Well, what's their sun sign? Okay. Then what house is it in? And then you'll know. Especially, you really want people to be in your second house because they are the ones that care about if you get money or not. So it's not, they might even give you money, or they care that you earning money. So they care about that. So like if you have a business idea, entrepreneurial, you say you can go to this person anytime and talk to them about business, and they right there with you. They down with you. If their sun sign is in your second house, what's on your second house cusp? Do you know anybody who had that zodiac sign? Is it Aries? Is it Taurus? What is on your second house? What zodiac sign? Look on the out. Hey Jay Brown, look on the outside of your birth chart. What sign is there, and who do you know like that? And think about it. They really want you to be able to make money, or they help you with money, or they buy you things, or give you a gift, or they show you that you have some kind of value or something. And in your second house, you want your bosses and people in authority to look at their son to be in your 10th house, because then you'll be good. 12th house, like I said before, that's kind of like too familiar, and a lot of people are not going to like that. But you are, when you really need to talk to somebody about deep stuff, you're going to really need their son to be in your 12th house. Now, I just want to say something. I just thought of something. The sun in the 12th house in your natal chart. Look on your natal chart and see where your sun is located. Now we're switching a little bit. Where is your sun in your natal chart? Because that is going to explain your relationship that you have with your father, your biological father, not your father figure, not your mom's boyfriend or uncle that came over for the week. No, your actual father, from their DNA sperm to your mother biological egg, that father. If your son is in your 12th house, it's going to explain their part in your life. Unfortunately, if you have a son in your 12th house, if your son is in your 12th house, I'm Scorpio. If I had Scorpio in my 12th house, that means my son is in the 12th. That means my father is in a hidden place. I don't really know him. I He can be living in the same house with you, and he don't ever really talk to you. You don't have a relationship with them. Or he just never was around. He just a deadbeat dad type of thing. Moon, your moon in your chart, forget the sign, just the planet of the moon in your chart. If it's in the 12th house, same thing with your mother. So your mother or your father, right? Also, your father could have been locked up. Your mother could have been locked up. Your mother could have had some kind of psychiatric issues. She wasn't 100% there. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, guys. Somebody just put happy something 2023. This is not our new year. Our new year is in when Aries start. I just want to take that out because I don't subscribe to that. Yeah, our new year is not January 1st. Do y'all even feel it? Do y'all feel it? This is a new year yet? No, you're gonna feel it when spring comes in. Pisces is the end of our year, and Aries is the beginning of our year, when everything begins and become new. Okay, anyway, that's all I want to say about that. So, yeah, anyway, so your mom wasn't really in your life. It could have been she had some psychiatric problems, she had some drug issues or whatever. Neptune in your fourth. I know we're talking about the sun. I know we're talking about the sun and everything, but I still want y'all to still understand a little bit more about this energy so that you could get exactly what this stuff mean in a different way other than just the typical way. If you have Neptune in your fourth house, first of all, I'm with you. Y'all could text me, call me. No, you can email me, ShondaRiseAstrologyTV com at gmail.com. ShondaRiseAstrologyTV@gmail.com. Wow. That's the email address. But I know you went through some issues and struggles and it was difficult for you, but use that for your adulthood and master it and don't repeat it with your children. Um, how can I best tell my parents that I am sexually attracted to hamsters and not people? Just come straight out and say, parents, I am sexually attracted to hamsters and not people, especially when I put the hamsters up my anus. Oh my God, parents, that's the best feeling. So do that. All right. So anyway, getting back to the astrology. So look, and then the sun in the eighth house. The sun in the eighth house. I'm here for support if you guys have not overcome that yet, but it's something with your father. And a lot of times I don't like talking about it because it could be like kind of dark things with your dad or the man who a sperm donor, some people call it, if you don't feel that your father is your dad. So that's it as well. Okay. So make sure that you look at where your son, not your father's sun sign, not your mother's sun sign as a moon sign. Your, this is your chart. I can't emphasize that enough. Where is your sun on your natal chart? That is going to tell you about you and your father's relationship. If you and your father is having an issue, but it's somewhere y'all can work it out, by understanding the sun in that house, you can utilize that, and that's where you guys are going to work it out. Same thing with your mother. Look at your moon sign. Your moon sign. Where is your moon in your natal chart? That's where you can start with your mom. Okay. Hey, don't delete comments. Don't block anybody. Don't do that, moderator. Don't do that. I don't do that on my channel. I let people speak freely. I will answer them and we'll move on. Trolls never stay. So anyway, and I can't like take it out. I can't undelete it. But anyway, like I said, look in your chart for your moon, for your mom, and your sun for your dad. Also, another way you can look at it, what is your sun sign and what is your moon sign? I'm a Scorpio sun and a Capricorn moon. So then I got to say, okay, what's the aspect between my sun and my moon? Well, how can I find an aspect? Well, I got to look at the energy of how it plays out. Scorpio and Capricorn. What is the aspect? Well, they sextile, right? They are 60 degrees apart. They are a sextile. So that means that I can know how my parents' relationship was even before I was born. I can look at my sun and my moon and the sextile, and the aspect. If your sun and the moon opposed, if you have an opposite sun sign than your moon sign, then your parents separated, or every time they try to get together and make it right, it was some kind of separation. That's another way you can look at it. So look in your natal chart for your sun and your moon. Also, if you don't have houses, you look at your sun sign and your moon sign and find the aspect, and you can see how your parents are. Now, some people might know their parents all their life, them together, and they can know it. You know it automatically. This is just another way. Hey, my Aries friend. So that's how you can do it as well. Okay. If your boyfriend, girlfriend's sun sign is in your fifth house, please understand that it's more about, like, you will feel like it's not a serious relationship. You will always question the relationship because it's gonna feel like y'all dating. I don't care if y'all been together for 10 years. It's gonna feel like you always gonna have this undercurrent, like, are we really together or are we dating? Because it seems like a constant date. It's this really young energy. Fifth house is young energy. Um, it's not ready. It's almost there, but it's not ready to really commit, even though you might be in a committed relationship. Also, if your husband, wife, whatever, is in your fifth house, anything that you do creatively, they're going to be your cheerleader. They're going to have your back. However, understand also that when you don't feel like being creative or whatever, and you complain about something, they're going to be on you about being creative. They're going to be on you, like, get on your damn nerves about it. Okay. So I just want you to understand the energies so that you don't have to go through any kind of bull, you know what, and trying to figure out stuff. Never try to figure out nothing. We have tools in this world that can help us. Astrology is a tool if you use it right as a tool, and now there's nothing else. Um, Also, um, look in your uh let me see, how can I say this one? In the first house, if the sun is in the first house, um, they're gonna find you very attractive. Like, they're gonna find you very attractive. They're gonna like the way you look, and they will always give you compliments on your appearance. If your husband or wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your partner, son is in your first house, they're gonna like the way you look, and you're gonna be able to get along with their family members really, really well. So, like, that's gonna make you feel like, oh, we really meant to be together because your mother loves me, your father loves me, your family loves me. Well, it's because your son is in their first house. How can I get? I don't know, honey. I don't know. I'm gonna let Janet answer you, okay? She's not gonna block you or delete you. All right, honey. All right. So anyway, if you look at the houses and you look at the sun in the houses and the moon in the houses, it'll help you really understand better what's going on. Because what do I want for you? I want for you to have successful relationships in any kind of relationship you have. I want you to win. I want to win, and I never want to win by myself. I want you guys to win as well, because it's lonely at the top. Everybody want to try to beat everybody and get the most points in life. Trust me, what happens when you get all this success and all this happiness and you don't have anybody to share it with? That is real when they make that statement. So, what I'm telling you guys is that if you win in anything, you make sure that you pass it on if you think it could help other people, because we all have talent that we could pass on and give away for free. And then in return, we'll get it back from the universe. So, if you want to understand your parents' relationship better, look at your sun and your moon in your chart. If you want to understand your parents' relationship better and you don't have a chart because you don't have your time of birth, then you look at your sun and your moon placements and you look at the aspects there. If you want to know what part you play in your partner's life, you're going to look at your sun and put it in their houses. If you want to know what part they play in your life, you're going to take their sun sign and put it in your natal chart. So those are all the ways you can do it. Okay. So with that being said, because I was coming on here, I said 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, and I'm on here for 29. So, and I missed going live. Y'all don't know how much I do. Um, I really appreciate my old heads, my subscribers that came on, and y'all give me support right now. Y'all make me feel good right now. Okay, I'm gonna try my best to come live and just talk about astrology. So if y'all like just talking straight about astrology without anything else, bells, whistle, music, me dressing up a certain kind of way, acting hype or crazy, you're not going to get it here. I'm strictly talking about astrology. I'm going to talk about your birth charts, your natal charts. I'm going to do the questions and answers. I'm going to give astrology tips because I want you to win. Oh, one more thing before I go. I did write down what all the planets are in, and you need to know this, guys. You need to know what these are in because we have three planets that's retrograde. Anybody who have retrograde on your birth chart, You need to kind of listen to this, but let me say this. So right now we know it's Capricorn season. So Capricorn is 11 degrees in there. I'll tell you the degree, guys, so you can know how long something is going to last for you. So you got to know the degrees from 0 to 30. So we had 11, so that means that we're 11 days in Capricorn. So the only way that's a every single day thing is the sun. So look at whatever the sun is in is 1 degree per day. The other planets have different times. So right now the moon is in Taurus, Mercury is in Capricorn, but it's retrograde. Venus is in Capricorn, Gemini, Mars is in Gemini, retrograde. We just went into Jupiter into Aries. It's brand new in there. Saturn is in Aquarius. Uranus is in Taurus, retrograde. Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, 22 degrees, and Capricorn, Pluto and Capricorn at 27 degrees. Okay, so that's about timing. That's about timing. What should y'all look at right now so y'all can get this transit thing really fast and y'all can feel it? Look at the sun and the moon. Look at the sun and the moon. If the sun is in Capricorn, what is your sign in? And then you look at the aspect. How do you guys relate? And how long? When is it coming? What degree is your sun in? That's how you look at this stuff. Okay. Um, the moon is pretty fast. It's 2.5 days, but it goes around the whole month. Okay. Now, the retrograde real fast. If somebody's born today, they're going to have 3 retrogrades. They're going to have a Mercury retrograde, a Gemini retrograde, and a Uranus retrograde. So retrograde means to go back, right? To go back, right? So if Mercury is retrograde in Capricorn, you got to go back to Sag. So you got to understand what Mercury in Sagittarius is, and to understand what Mercury and Capricorn retrograde means, and make sure that you keep Capricorn in there as well. Mars is in Gemini, but it's not technically in Gemini. It's technically in Taurus. So you interpret Mars and Taurus. Look it up, Google it, whatever y'all got to do to see what do Mars and Taurus mean. It's still in Gemini, but you the main meat of it, because we retrograde, we going back, we researching, we studying. Look at Mars and Taurus. That's what the universe is wanting you to do. And then we got Neptune right now. Sorry, we have Uranus and Taurus at 15 degrees. That's retrograde. So you're not looking, it's not looking at Uranus and Taurus, you're looking at Uranus and Aries. Okay? That's how that goes. On your birth chart, on your natal chart, if you have any retrograde planets, which we all can at any time, it's not nothing bad. It's just when you took your first breath in the universe, those planets happen to be in retrograde. Just like if somebody take their first breath today, they're going to be a Capricorn, but a Taurus moon, all that, right? Everything is in right now, that's their birth chart. So you look at whatever your retrograde planets are, you go back one, and you study the out of it. You study it, and then you will resonate, I guarantee you, more with your retrograde planet, your retrograde zodiac sign than your current retrograde sign. So hopefully you understand that. Um, um, you have retrograde Saturn in Taurus. You look at Saturn in Aries. Look in your study. Unless you know what Saturn and Aries really mean, study it. Study it, study it, because it's in your natal chart. So it's going to help you with your life. It's going to help you get over things. So you want to get over things. So you got to look at Saturn and Aries. And then you mix in this life, you mix Taurus in it. But don't mix Taurus in it until you understand what Saturn and Aries. I have Saturn and Aries, but my Saturn and Aries is retrograde. So I got to look at Saturn and Pisces. And every time I study that from the very beginning, years ago, when I first started learning astrology, every time I look at Saturn and Pisces, it makes so much more sense to me than Saturn and Aries do. But the Saturn and Aries is helping me in my life now. So hopefully y'all get that. So I just wanted to go over some astrology tips, questions and answers, and the sun through your natal chart to help you guys just to get a different perspective on it. Um, but definitely the astrology tips like I'm giving you guys now, the Astrology tips. Why can I say that? Hey tarot account. I'm very depressed. Any advice to Cancer Sun in the 12th house? Are you a Cancer Sun in the 12th house? Or are you with a Cancer that's in your 12th house? Um, yeah, Saturn and Pisces. I have Saturn in Aries in my natal chart, but it's retrograde. So I got to go back to Saturn and Pisces. Your sun, your natal sun. If your what I was saying in this video about the natal sun, a lot of stuff with your dad. A lot of stuff with your dad. Um, recently single as of like yesterday. Yo, so what's your partner's sun sign? You look in your partner's sun sign and you look and see where are they at in your chart. So whatever their sign is, where are they at on in your houses? He is Leo in the 8th house. Wow, how long y'all stay together? I'm surprised. You said Sun Leo in the 8th, and you said it's in my first. I don't know if you're saying that your sun is in the 8th or is your sun in the first. I don't know, but okay. Sometimes guys keep stuff basic because astrology is very basic. Don't ever make it deep. If you make it deep, you're gonna be going, and then you're gonna hit a limit. You're gonna stop. So don't do that. Just make sure that I'm sorry, I just got my cover. Make sure that you don't limit it. His son is in my first house. Okay. So his son is in your first house. That's better. I'm glad his son is not in your 8th house. But anyway, his son is in your first house. Um, again, like I said, he finds you very attractive. Two main things: find you very attractive. He's into your appearance. Maybe sometimes it can get on your nerves, but he's into your appearance. And his family, the ones that he introduced you to, that he deal with, they really like you and they connect with you. Okay. So with that being said, I think that's it. You said I made it deep and I shut up. That's okay. I'm a doggone Scorpio and I make everything deep. Wish I didn't, but it is what it is. This is what I was born. I had to look at my chart you did for me. Yeah, look at your chart I did for you. But look at your houses. Like, guys, it's easy to know your houses. Let me tell you a quick way where you could know your houses like that. Let me tell y'all. All right, here you go. If you know your rising sign, the only way you're going to know your rising sign, though, you got to have your time of birth because it got to start at some point. So if you don't have it when your time, how are you going to start it? So once you have your time of birth and whatever your rising sign is, you count the order of the zodiac from that way, right? So I am a Sagittarius rising. So my second house is going to be what? Capricorn, right? Third house is going to be Aquarius, which is not because I got an intercepted chart. But my third house will be Aquarius. My fourth house will be Pisces, and it go on from there. So whatever your first house is, whatever your rising sign is your first house. So now we don't even gotta look at the chart. We don't gotta like, oh, let me pull out my chart and looking for it. You don't even gotta do that. So if you know that the guy or the girl that you're dealing with is an Aries sun sign, you look and see what's my rising. So am I a Pisces rising? Okay, I'm a Pisces rising, so that's my first house. What's my second house? Aries, because Pisces and then Aries and then Taurus, right? It goes in order, right? Then you know your partner, what part they play in your life. You get it? Y'all get it? Y'all got it. I think y'all got it. You know. So at that, uh, with that being said, I am gonna go. Unless you guys have any questions for me. If you don't, that's fine. I will come back on. I will try my best, guys. I really want to do a video like why has Shonda been off of YouTube for so long? I just don't think that people care. It's just real life stuff that is going on. So yeah, check your sun sign of your partner. So you can know, like, oh, one more thing you could do. Somebody said that they broke up with somebody yesterday and their sun sign, right? All right. So you look on your chart of that person's zodiac sign, right? And then you can see, I know y'all think that I don't need to know why we broke up because I know why we broke up. You want extra information. You want intel. You want intel. You want intel. So your intel is you want to know why you really broke up and what could you have done to prevent it. Don't just be saying stuff like, "Oh, he lied or she lied, she cheated on me, he cheated." Like not that kind of stuff. Like really your whole entire relationship. And you look and see, I guarantee you the majority of your issues came from whatever house they're in. Hope you understand that. Okay. Your partner's sun sign is a Virgo. Then you gotta look on your chart. What house your Virgo in? If you don't have your chart, what's your rising sign? And go from there. Count. It's always in order from Aries to Pisces. It never changes. I think we had different priorities. Yeah, but you need to know what priorities. Don't say that. That's so vast and generalistic. You need to do that not so you can get back with the person, not so that you could be a kumbaya, but because you're going to have future relationships and you don't want to have to deal with that again. You want to learn how to be a good mate for your mate. If you're a good mate for your mate going to be a good mate for you because you're not going to accept anybody less than that. All right, y'all. Thank you. Thank y'all for coming on. I really appreciate it. I really do. Next time I'm gonna come on where I can actually look in the camera and looking at you guys instead of looking to the side like I'm doing. Have a good night. Thank you. Bye.